Baby Moses. Have you ever wondered how one tiny baby changed the history of an entire nation? It sounds impossible, right? A helpless newborn, floating alone in a little basket on a river, somehow becoming one of the greatest leaders the world has ever known. Well, that's exactly what happened. Today, we're going back thousands of years to meet baby Moses and discover how courage, faith, and a mother's love changed everything. Let's begin. Long ago, God's people, called the Israelites, lived in Egypt. At first, life was good, but many years passed. A new Pharaoh became king, and he didn't remember how the Israelites had once helped Egypt. Instead, he became afraid. There are too many Israelites, Pharaoh said. If they become stronger than us, they might fight against us. So instead of treating them fairly, he turned them into slaves. Every single day, they worked under the hot sun, building cities, carrying heavy stones, making bricks. Their lives became harder and harder. But something surprising happened. Even though life was difficult, the Israelites kept growing. There were more families, more children, more babies. And Pharaoh became even more frightened. So he made a terrible decision. One of the cruelest decisions in history. He ordered that every Hebrew baby boy should be taken away. Can you imagine hearing something like that? Every family lived in fear. No one knew what tomorrow would bring. Around this time, a woman named Jochebed gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. The moment she held him, she knew he was special. She couldn't let anyone take him. So she and her husband hid the baby inside their home. For one day, then another, then another. For 3 whole months. Imagine trying to keep a tiny baby quiet for that long. Babies cry. They laugh. They make noise. Every little sound could be dangerous. But Jochebed never gave up. She loved her son more than anything. Eventually, the baby became too big to hide. Jochebed knew she had to make an impossible choice. Instead of giving up, she came up with a brave plan. She took reeds from the river. She carefully wove them into a small basket. Then she covered it with tar so water couldn't leak inside. It became a tiny floating boat. Can you imagine how carefully she made it? Every piece mattered. Every tiny gap had to be sealed. Her baby's life depended on it. Early one morning, she gently wrapped her little boy in soft cloth. She kissed him, held him close, and carried the basket to the Nile River. This must have been one of the hardest moments of her life. She placed the basket among the tall reeds near the riverbank, not in the middle of the river, where it could drift away, but safely hidden near the edge. Then, she stepped back. She trusted God to do what she could not. But someone stayed behind. Moses' older sister, Miriam. She quietly watched from a distance. She wanted to know what would happen. She probably felt nervous, scared, hopeful, all at the same time. Soon, something unexpected happened. Pharaoh's own daughter came down to the river to bathe. As she walked along the water, she noticed something unusual, a little basket floating among the reeds. She asked one of her servants to bring it over. Slowly, she opened the basket. Inside, a tiny baby looked back at her. Then, he started crying. Instead of turning away, her heart filled with compassion. She immediately knew he was one of the Hebrew babies. But she couldn't ignore his cries. She wanted to help him. At that exact moment, Miriam stepped forward. She acted quickly and very wisely. She asked the princess, "Would you like me to find a Hebrew woman to take care of this baby?" The princess smiled. "Yes. Go find one." And guess who Miriam brought back? Her own mother, Jochebed. Without the princess realizing it, Moses' own mother was hired to care for him. Think about how amazing that is. She was paid to raise her own son. Sometimes God's plans work in ways no one could ever imagine. For several years, Jochebed cared for Moses. She loved him, taught him, and most importantly, she told him about the true God. She wanted him to remember who he really was, even though he would one day live in Pharaoh's palace. When Moses grew older, Jochebed brought him back to Pharaoh's daughter. The princess officially adopted him. She gave him a name, Moses, a name that means drawn out of the water. From that day on, he lived inside the royal palace. He had beautiful clothes, excellent education, the best teachers, everything a prince could want. But deep inside, Moses never forgot where he came from. He knew he belonged to God's people. Years later, that little baby who once floated in a basket would grow into a brave man. God would speak to him through a burning bush. He would stand before Pharaoh himself. He would lead millions of Israelites out of Egypt. He would witness the Red Sea part into 2 giant walls of water. He would receive the 10 Commandments from God, all because one mother refused to give up, one sister stayed watchful, one princess chose kindness, and God was guiding every single step. The story of baby Moses teaches us something important. Sometimes, life feels scary. Sometimes, we don't know what's going to happen next. But just because we can't see the future, doesn't mean God can't. Jochebed couldn't see the ending. Miriam couldn't see the ending. Even Pharaoh's daughter couldn't see the ending. But God already knew. The tiny baby in the basket wasn't forgotten. He was being prepared for an incredible purpose. Maybe you've had moments when things didn't make sense. Maybe you've been afraid, or worried, or unsure. Remember baby Moses. The biggest miracles often begin in the smallest ways. A basket, a river, a brave family, a caring stranger, and a God who never stopped watching. Sometimes, the greatest adventures begin with one tiny step of faith. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this Bible story, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and join us for more amazing adventures from the Bible. We'll see you next time. And please don't forget to watch our previous videos. The story of creation, how God created the world in 7 days. Adam and Eve, the first people. Noah's Ark and the Great Flood. The Tower of Babel. Why did God create different languages? Abraham and God's promise. The man who trusted God. Joseph and the amazing coat. See you soon, and God bless you.